Welcome to our student presentation on the course selection process for the 2021-2022 school year. In this presentation, we will review how students will be selecting their electives for next year. We will also cover what your overall schedule should look like in terms of graduation and college admissions. We're going to begin by reviewing your elective choices and how you will submit your requests in SIS. Students will be able to select their electives from March 29th through April 4th. You will select your top 4 elective choices and enter them through the SIS portal. The following courses are electives that are available without a teacher recommendation. We're going to begin with the academic electives. 4 of these classes are in our social studies department. You can also sign up for entry-level foreign language without a teacher recommendation. Listed here, you see the non-academic electives that are available without a teacher recommendation. Many of these classes meet the requirements for an art credit or PE credit for graduation. If you are interested in the upper levels of these classes, you will need to speak with your current teacher for a recommendation. For example, if you're currently taking 2D Art 1 and would like to take 2D Art 2, you need to speak with your art teacher. Another class that you may be interested in is our SAT/ACT prep class. Rising 10th and 11th graders who have an FSA score of 3 or higher can sign up to take the class. Juniors and seniors who have a minimum of a 3.0 GPA have the opportunity to sign up to be a student aide. There is no credit or grade awarded for this course. Instead, students work toward earning community service hours. Students who are planning to take a dual enrollment course can choose to take a period off in their schedule. To be eligible for dual enrollment, you must have at least a 3.0 GPA and college-ready test scores. If you are interested in taking a dual enrollment class, we have a detailed presentation and step-by-step registration instructions under the dual enrollment tab on the school counseling webpage. If you are a junior or senior, you may be eligible to choose a no class in your schedule. Juniors with a 2.0 GPA and 14 credits by the end of 10th grade are eligible to have a no 7th period. Seniors with a 2.0 GPA and 19 credits by the end of 11th grade can choose to have their 7th off. With a 2.0 GPA and 20 credits, a senior can have both their 6th and 7th off. A word of caution though, having periods off in your schedule makes you less competitive in the college application process. We're going to talk in a few minutes about what colleges are looking for. When you take classes off, you have fewer opportunities to earn the academic credits that they would like to see. Another option for students is to replace a class through Park Vista with a class taken through Florida Virtual School. You can choose to take a virtual class on our campus in a computer lab or at home with an off-campus period in your schedule. Students interested in the on-campus option should select Credit Lab as their elective. Students interested in the off-campus option should select Part-Time Virtual. Another word of caution, we do not recommend virtual courses on or off our campus to replace courses that are already on your schedule, taught on our campus, or to get a period off. These classes are very rigorous, have strict pacing guidelines, and Park Vista has no control over the coursework. Keep in mind, failure to complete FLVS credits substituted for class periods at Park Vista within a timely manner may result in future FLVS periods being limited. For more information about our elective classes or any class offered at Park Vista, you can refer to our online curriculum guide. This can be found on the Park Vista website under the School Counseling tab. Now that we've discussed your options, let's take a look at how you will actually enter them into SIS. We're going to look at how to access your class request screen. This screen will allow you to make your elective choices from March 29th through April 4th. After that time, you will not be able to make any changes through the portal. However, you will be able to see the screen and any classes that have been added, changed, or deleted. We encourage you to regularly check the screen and contact your counselor if you see any issues. To reach the class request screen, you will begin by logging into your district portal. Next, click on the SIS Gateway tile. In the upper right-hand corner, you will see a drop-down menu for the year. Click the arrow to open the menu and change the year to 2021-2022. When you do this, your color scheme should change to red. This indicates that you are no longer looking at the current school year. Once you have changed the school year, look for the menu on the left. Click on Class Requests. This will pull up your class request screen. Currently, you will see any AP or ACE classes that you have been accepted to and the academic recommendations that your teachers have made. To add your electives, you will click the drop-down menu under Courses and begin typing the title of the elective you want to request. For example, this student is going to request ceramics. Once the name of the course that you are interested in appears, you will click on that name. This step is very important. In order for your choice to save, you must hit the Enter key twice. You will continue entering your electives until you have made 4 choices. You will know that your choices have successfully saved to your screen if you see the red dash to the left of the choice. That red dash is also helpful because it is the way to delete a class if you have made a mistake. If you want to remove a class from your course request, click the red dash and then click OK. Once you have the names of the electives you are choosing, you will need to number your electives in the order of priority using the elective priority box. You should number your choices from 1 to 4, with 1 being the most important class and 4 being the least important class. We're going to make every effort to give you the classes that you are most interested in next year. However, if for some reason your first choices are not available, we want to know what your backups are. Be sure you don't use the same number twice. Once you have numbered your electives, hit Enter to save. Then you should not enter any other information in the remaining columns. The other columns on the screen have not been properly programmed for student use. There are some possible errors that you might come across. You cannot take a course that you have already taken and passed. If you request a class that you have already taken, you will see the error message at the top of the screen. Some of our classes require a prerequisite, meaning that you have to have successfully completed a different class before you register. If you attempt to register for a class without the prerequisite, you will see the error message at the bottom of the screen. Some of our electives are 2 separate semester courses that we offer back-to-back to make a full year. In the case of these classes, you will need to choose both semesters in order to have the full year. Because these courses will be offered back-to-back during the same period in your schedule, you will use the same elective priority number when entering them. For example, if you are most interested in taking African and African American history, you will need to select both African history and African American history as 2 separate choices. Then you will list both with the elective priority number of 1. If you are interested in taking a full year of general PE, you will select individual dual sports A for the first semester and individual dual sports B for second semester, giving both of those classes the same elective priority number. To help you select and enter your elective choices, we have a list of all of the available electives for the 2021-2022 school year. On this handout, you will find the name of the course, as well as the code used in SIS for the class. When you are searching for courses on the class request screen, you should use the code listed on this sheet. Again, if you have any questions about a course, you can refer to our online curriculum guide. Here are a few things to remember as you are selecting your elective requests. From March 29th to April 4th, you can add, delete, or change your elective choices. After April 4th, you will not have access to change your classes. If you need to make a change after April 4th, you should email your school counselor. Also, you cannot delete or change any course that was entered by a teacher, counselor, or other staff member. If you think there was an error, contact the person who entered the course on your request screen or email your counselor. Remember, every effort will be made to give students their first choices depending upon course availability and eligibility. However, it's really important that you choose your electives carefully. Once summer begins, your elective choices become final, and those choices will carry throughout next school year. Beginning April 5th, school counselors will review each individual student's class request screens. Again, during this time, if you need to make changes, you will have to contact your counselor directly. So, what are the things that counselors will be looking for as they review the requests? We will verify that students meet the prerequisites required of any course they sign up for. We will also make sure that they are on track for graduation, adding missing credits if necessary. Finally, we will be looking to see that the schedule that students are requesting is meeting their post-secondary goals. So let's look at these things in more detail. Here is an overview of the graduation requirements. In order to earn a high school diploma, you must earn 24 credits. You must have a minimum GPA of 2.0. You must pass the 10th grade FSA ELA and Algebra 1 EOC. You also need to complete 20 hours of community service and an online course. Looking at these requirements in more detail, here are the specific 24 credits that you must earn. You need 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, including Algebra 1 and geometry, 3 credits of science, including biology and of physical science, 3 credits of social studies, including world history, American history, and economics and government. The PE requirement is a semester of personal fitness and a semester of a PE elective. You need at least 1 credit of an art, and then 8 credits of electives. One thing to note is that foreign language is not a high school graduation requirement. However, 2 credits of the same foreign language are required to enter the state university system and to earn the top levels of the Bright Future Scholarship. In order to graduate, students must pass the 10th grade FSA ELA and the Algebra 1 EOC, so we encourage 9th and 10th graders to take these tests very seriously. Based on your performance on these exams, we may need to give you a reading class in your schedule. It may also impact whether we're able to enroll you in upper-level classes such as honors, AP, and ACE courses. If you haven't completed an online course for graduation yet, you can do that at any time. You can sign up for the class at flvs.net. We've listed here a couple of the quickest classes that are offered on FLVS. Once you sign up, your counselor here at Park Vista will approve the request. You should then check your account daily to see when you've been assigned an FLVS teacher. Then, contact that teacher to get directions for beginning the class. Finally, students need 20 hours of community service for graduation. 75 or 100 hours of service are required for the top levels of the Bright Future Scholarship Program. You can visit the Community Service tab on our school counseling webpage for a copy of the Community Service log, suggestions for earning hours, and the Google form that we are using to collect completed service hours this year. Juniors and seniors are required to be on track to graduate to participate in many of our extracurricular opportunities. To purchase parking decals in the fall, incoming juniors must have their 20 hours of community service complete. Incoming seniors must have their community service and their online course complete. Keep in mind that no senior activity tickets for things like grad bash, prom, graduation, etc. will be distributed without the student completing the community service and online requirements. We've discussed the high school graduation requirements. Now we're going to turn to the minimum requirements for Florida University admissions. Keep in mind that this is the bare minimum to be considered for admission to a 4-year university in the state of Florida. Students must have 4 years of English, 4 years of math, including Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and a Math Beyond Algebra 2, a minimum of 3 years of science, 3 years of social studies, 2 consecutive years of foreign language, and 4 additional academic credits in any of the academic areas for a total of at least 18 academic credits. While these are the minimums to be eligible for admission, it's important to note that colleges look at the rigor of your schedule each year you're in high school, and that rigor should be increasing. This quote comes from the U.S. Department of Education. Rigorous curriculum is a greater factor in determining college graduation rates than class standing, standardized test scores, or grade point average. Earning good grades is certainly important in college admissions. However, having rigorous college preparatory coursework is also extremely important. Colleges are looking for a minimum of 5 academic classes on your schedule each year. Remember, academic classes are in the English, foreign language, math, science, and social studies departments. So you want to aim for a minimum of 5 academic classes, but depending on the schools that you are planning on applying to after graduation, many of our students choose to take 6 or 7 academic classes. As an example, here is a graphic that can be found on the Florida State University admissions website. While the minimum requirements to be accepted to FSU are as we just discussed, those minimums are not typical of an admitted student. For example, instead of 3 social studies classes, the average admit has taken 5 social studies classes. When it comes to college admissions, you should not be thinking about what is the minimum that I can do to be accepted. Instead, you should be thinking about how you can set yourself apart in the process and how you can be best prepared for college when you get there. These are the recommended courses for a 12th grade student. 12th graders should be signing up for an English class, Economics and American Government, and 4 or 5 other classes. College-bound students want to make sure they have a minimum of 5 academic classes. That should include a math and a science, even if you've already met those graduation requirements. If you are missing any graduation requirements, of course, you want to build those in as well. Our incoming 11th graders will be signing up for an English, a math, a science, U.S. history, and then 3 elective courses. Incoming 10th graders will have an English, math, science, world history, and 3 electives. Thanks for tuning in with us today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your school counselor. Due to the number of students at Park Vista and the size of our caseloads, we unfortunately cannot offer personal registration meetings to every parent and student. However, we want to answer any questions that you have and encourage you to email us. We do ask for patience through this process. Again, with the number of students that we're working with, we may not be able to respond immediately, but we will definitely get back to you as quickly as possible. Remember, we have through the end of the school year to make any necessary adjustments. Thanks again.